Fight!
Thank you for watching The Sportsmen. I'm Keith. This is Corey. This is Danny. We're going to get into some exciting news, a little fun one for everybody. Peyton and Eli Manning are going to co-host Monday Night Football. There's no actual host that's been announced. This is going to be an alternate broadcast. As far as I know, it's going to be on ESPN2. The contract is for the next 3 years. It is for 10 games a season. I am totally stoked to the max about it. I'm sure a lot of football fans out there that have been waiting for Peyton to get into broadcasting or any form of football announcement are totally stoked to the max about it. I'm going to get word from my other two sportsmen to my right and my left. And then I have a few questions about this.
All right. So I'm excited as well, obviously. I just wish it was them together, not them alternating. Because I think just like the commercials that they did, the Oreo commercials, everything, they just play off each other so well that dynamic as far as announcing football would be even better in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to bring that in. I think they're going to have that.
It has to be because this whole thing is like both of them are funny, but both of them are so intellectually IQ, so smart about football.
Yeah,
their football
from that
IQ,
family.
That's what I'm saying. The football IQ is off the charts.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get both aspects of it. Where
they probably say the same shit.
I could see them both clowning on each other. Where like if Peyton's talking about Tom Brady and stuff
they're
like that,
both
be
gonna talk shit about.
Be like,
I
remember I won a
happen,
Super Bowl against him twice. How many times did you beat Tom Brady, Peyton? Like something stupid like that, where it could be awesome.
Well, Danny, what do you think about this?
Dude, I've been saying Peyton Manning's my favorite quarterback. I love Peyton Manning. And I love Peyton Manning not just for how he played football. I love Peyton Manning's personality. I think he's so good for football. And I was waiting for him to get back into football.
He's good for the world.
So, I was waiting for him to get back into football.
He's like Shaq.
And I like Eli for I'm a Jets fan, so I was never rooting for the Giants growing up. But like, you can't deny that Eli's a good football player, and Eli is funny. Like they're both funny.
And he became a friend to the Jets by beating Eli and
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady in the Super Bowl
Two
twice.
times.
Excuse me.
2 times.
So, I'm so stoked to see him back. Like Peyton especially, because I'm a big Peyton guy. I am so excited to see him back around football. Not Peyton's places, because I didn't watch them all.
No.
But I'm curious who they're going to bring on. Like, are they going to bring on Cooper Manning with his new MasterCard? Like, who are they going to bring on?
The other Manning. Well, it's funny. Let me get one of these questions out of the way. So, do you guys think that this is going to turn into, because it's an alternate broadcast, do you think, because the regular broadcast is still going to be the regular cast, do you think this is going to turn into the bigger broadcast because of the fact that Peyton and Eli are going to be on it? And people want that combination of the Manning family, football intelligence, and the Manning family dry humor. Do you guys think that this is going to pull more?
Hold on, let me take this one quick. I think it can't be. It'll take over if it's not too goofy.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. I think if they go too hard into like the comedic aspect of it, some people are probably going to get turned off because
like
they don't want to watch
fight.
it. Well, like I just don't want to see them disregard the play-by-play.
No.
And that's what I think it's. If they get too into a certain thing, they're going to focus on just doing what they do rather than commentating the whole game. And that's literally the only thing I can think of, because I think that I'd rather watch Peyton than Joe Buck, or whoever the hell's calling.
I think everyone would rather watch Peyton or Eli than Joe
Definitely
Buck.
not Joe Buck.
I'd rather watch Cooper.
Well, I'd
rather watch Cooper than Joe Buck.
I like Peyton Manning. I like Eli Manning.
Oh, everyone does.
Dude, I know a lot of people shit on John Gruden, but I like John Gruden commentating football.
Yeah, when he commentated.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
But to answer your question, it depends on how they run the show. I want to say, I feel like it's obviously it's too early to. I agree with you that I feel like it's too early to call. Where, what are you gonna do? You're gonna put on ESPN2 sound and somehow on one TV and then
the game is still gonna be on.
Yeah, the game's still gonna be on. That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna be able. It's just gonna be like regular football, except they're gonna be the commentators.
Oh, they're gonna be the.
They're gonna air on ESPN
regular football.
Oh.
That's gonna be on ESPN2, and they're gonna be the commentators instead of Joe Buck and whoever else.
So they're gonna have the football game on ESPN and on ESPN2 at the same time, just two different
dual broadcasts.
They're running an alternate broadcast.
All right, so if they're gonna do it that way, then definitely they're gonna take over. They're gonna take over just because of the name. I don't care who you are. ESPN has been getting the most shit as far as their Monday Night Football commentating out of every other networking's commentating because of how stale they are and how they just go on random tangents about other sports that are going on instead of talking about the sport that's going on right now. So yes, whether Eli and Peyton are being stupidly funny about this sport or talking serious in-depth QB stuff like Tony Romo that we wouldn't see unless they told us about it, we're going to pay attention to that more. It's just going to appeal to the audience.
As long as the football
more
is there. Like the football, like smarts, like the Tony Romo-esque part of it has to be there.
That's what I think there would be.
But that's what I'm saying, is I agree.
Everyone wants
whether Eli and Manning and Peyton are goofing on each other, I'd rather listen to that than listen to ESPN talk about the Yankees in the middle of a goddamn football game.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. So that leads into my second question. So I'm going to go just on pretty much three aspects of this, but I think it's pretty much the three main aspects. As far as interaction with the other cast members, as far as broadcasting ability, and then as far as the actual football, who do you think is going to be better, Peyton or Eli? Because I don't think it's clear cut. I
I have a clear cut answer.
Okay, who's your clear cut answer?
Peyton Manning.
Okay.
By far.
Okay,
Eli,
by far?
By far. And here's my reason why Peyton Manning, just in general, like, even if it's still scripted, Peyton still makes it feel like it's a natural flow
that's
type
not
thing.
scripted.
No, I'm not saying it is. Sometimes there's going to be a little bit of ad-lib. But for the most part, everything's going
It's all ad-lib because it's not scripted.
I'm sure in the headset someone's chirping in the ear exactly what to say, just like how they're still a producer, they're still a director, it's still how it is.
And they want you to go on topics, but they're not giving you lines.
No.
Everything is ad-lib. Everything's on top of your head like what we do. We don't have lines.
No, not us, obviously.
No, neither do broadcasters. They don't have lines.
I think there's a fine line.
No, I don't think so. I think
I'm sure there's everything's timed, so there's got to be like certain like shit that you have to get out in a certain amount of time. But no, I don't think anything's scripted. I don't think it will be. And Peyton.
But yeah, to my original point, that Peyton, that I think that Peyton, in everything that he's done, he has just done it
not by much for me though,
but so much better than. And it may sound favoritism to a certain point because I know Peyton's a better quarterback, but at the end of the day, it's like his commercials are better. I enjoyed Peyton's nationwide commercials more than I enjoyed Eli's Toyota commercials. It's just how the SBs you can go off of with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning has done more.
There's a bigger resume in front of the camera.
That's my whole thing. That's why I don't think it's clear cut. Because I think that we've seen them feed off each other, and it's hilarious. Where they're not going to be feeding off each other, but I think that they're going to take digs at each other. And that's where I think kind of a line in the sand is going to be drawn. As much as Eli doesn't have the resume, I think Eli's probably just as funny, just as talented as Peyton is. And my whole thing literally comes based off of that family. I think anything that those people do, they're great at.
Just turns to gold.
Straight up. No, I just think they're great at it. I think they just have that type of ethic, like where if you're going to do something, you're going to be great at it. Where I don't think either of us are going to question either of their football knowledge. We all know Peyton is a better quarterback, but we all know that sitting in a booth, Eli and Peyton are going to see the exact same shit. Peyton may be like, I'd audible to this or I'd audible to this, but we would never question an Eli audible either. I don't know. I don't think the line is clear cut. I think off the rip, if we were horse betting, I think Peyton would be the bet. But I think Eli could really surprise us with being just as good. I think that if Peyton starts taking digs at Eli, if Eli can defend himself well, the pendulum's gonna swing. Because Peyton's the older brother. If he tries to bully, and the bully makes the good comeback, everyone's gonna and the bullied makes a good comeback, everyone's gonna swing towards the side of the quippy guy being bullied.
Do you have anything to add?
One thing. I mean, like, they both won 2 Super Bowls. So it's like, they both super qualified to do this. And that's why I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I think Peyton has more on-air experience.
Okay.
He had that Peyton's Place to show. He's done more. To where I totally get where you're coming from, though. I think Eli can be very good. But
I think he will be. Yeah.
I'm going to still stick with I think Peyton is going to be the guy.
So I have one sum-up question to ask you guys.
Okay.
That should probably wrap up all our feelings on this. Is that how do you guys feel about all these quarterbacks becoming announcers? Pretty much.
I like it.
So right now we have Tony Romo.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees is now joining NBC.
That's right.
We have now both Manning brothers.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel?
So I'll jump on this one. I like it, and here's my thing: is I couldn't give two shits really who it is. I think that there's a lot of announcers across sports that need to be replaced. These people have been announcers for so long. Nothing against them, but at some point you need a fresh voice, a fresh mind. I think that everyone is excited, first of all, to choose Peyton, Eli, Tony Romo, and Drew Brees. Like, you definitely have some qualified people.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't care if it was Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith. I don't really care. If it's someone with on-field experience from their NFL thing, you're always going to take what they say with a little bit more. Unless it's like Al Michaels out there who's been in sports since sports were invented. Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I like it because who knows more than the quarterback about the team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he has to know everything. He needs to know the center's assignments. Like he needs to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take it a step further. Like Dan Orlovsky on NFL Live, for instance, he's great at what he does because he analyzes film. Like that's like what he does on that.
He goes
show.
on some wild claims, though. I'm not.
I don't care about
wild
that.
claims. We have wild claims.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But he's been around the NFL. He's played on tons of different teams.
Trust his opinion.
He knows what he's talking about.
I agree.
I don't care if his takes are out of this world bullshit, but like that's a take. As far as actually like knowing your shit, yeah, he's good. I'm good with Drew Brees doing it because Drew Brees is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't want to see Dan Orlovsky on the Monday night football show, but I want to see someone like Drew Brees, someone like Tony Romo, someone like Peyton. Like I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It gets you more engaged.
Could you imagine if you had Peyton and Tom Brady on alternating cast or on the same cast?
That'd be absolute.
Couldn't have Tom Brady and Eli because there's just
too much bad blood.
Between them, Eli's better. Like, there's no question Eli's the better quarterback.
But you're the GOAT, but I'm the GOAT Slayer.
But my answer to the question is honestly, like, I'm a fan to a point where I am a little concerned. Is to what you were just about to say is that Tony Romo is obviously the first, and I feel like Tony Romo is the perfect blend of that old school analysis on broadcasting and his genius quarterback IQ, where he's literally calling out plays before they happen. And he's a good blend where I think Peyton and Eli, we all agree that there's going to be a little more comedy to that side because of how well they're going to be able to play off each other.
I think they're just naturally funny.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I think that's going to be a little bit of a different dynamic where Drew Brees,
we don't know,
which is terrible for me to say. I'm actually the most worried for him as far as commentating because
no one knows his personality.
No one's going to know. It's like he's always been just like what media is you have to say the correct answers and just give half-ass answers and not give what you actually feel on certain situations where. Sure, I know Drew Brees is going to tear apart whatever is going on and knows exactly what's going on the offense and the defense, but I also don't want that. I want to be a little surprised when I watch a football game. Like, I want to be able to see,
Tony Romo.
I had no idea this was coming.
Yeah, well, that's why it's an alternate broadcast, so you can watch whichever one you want.
I'm nervous, but I hope... my whole thing is I want people to just get me excited about football in and of itself. I don't care if you know the most about football, and I don't care if you know barely anything. If you can excite me to watch the sport, I'm okay with it.
Personally speaking, I know enough about football where I could give two shits. I want a good broadcast. If you're going to break down play and schemes and like coverage and offensive assignment, shit like that, yeah, I want to hear it. But I also don't want you to ruin every play for me. I love watching Tony Romo because of the shit that he says. But there are some points where I'm like, oh my god, I wish I didn't know that. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm betting on this play. Don't call it out.
Yeah, right? We're doing serious shit here.
Yeah.
But all right, anything else?
I think I'm good.
All righty, we're gonna call it there. We'll see you guys next time.
Be good.
Peace. Thank you for watching The Sportsman. Make sure to tune in to us every Friday on Twitch, 8 p.m. Eastern Live. We talk about all kinds of sports. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll check you next time. Peace.